Hey, you guys, welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. I'm joined by local author Katie Mullaly, and she is coming with her first children's book. Welcome to the show, Katie. Welcome back. You've been here a long time ago. Yeah, but it's a pleasure to have you here. You have been a longtime Park City resident, and I am a personal fan of writing the written word, and it's particularly children's books. So when they come in this form, it's such a blast to read these and see the images and pictures and colors. But you have a really great event going on this weekend, September 5th. You'll be at Dolly's Bookstore, right?
That's right. Yep, September 5th from 2 to 4. There is myself and another young adult author that are coming, so it's a really fun partnership between two local authors to come and bring people in and hear about the books, some readings, and some signings.
Very good. All right, so this is the Land of Ore. Where did this concept come from? And before you go into that, it's interesting because they say that this is kind of a combination of Dr. Seuss and Dr. Phil, kind of teaching kids lessons while having a fun time doing it. So where did this idea come from?
I wanted to create tools for kids that could help them learn lessons and gain experiences in life at an earlier age versus later, like a lot of us learn.
Right.
You know, we learn things when we're 30 and 40, and you go, you know,
unfortunately,
if I could have learned that when I was 10, life would have been a lot easier.
Sure.
And so I wanted to somehow create, like I say, create these tools. And I had the ideas for the names. I had Land of Ore, Land of Anne, Land of When, Land of Why. I had these titles for these children's books with no content. And when the tools idea came up, it was a perfect fit to put them together.
Wow. Okay, so the Land of Ore. What does that
Making
mean?
Choices, this
Making
or
choices.
that.
Like the ore of this, ore. Okay.
Or should I choose this one or that one? And it was a great place to start because it's something that everyone can relate with. And so you travel through the Land of Ore and you talk about, first of all, finding all of your options. Usually we just go for the easiest, fastest options.
Here's the Land of Ore. There's even a map.
A little map, yep.
Of the Land of
map
Ore.
so that you can travel through, and so you find your options. We talk about, and then you gather your group up and you travel through and you get to the Canyon of Why. How often do we think about our intentions behind our options? You know, are you doing it because you want to fit in? Are you choosing this option because you want to make somebody else angry? Or are you choosing this option because it really is the best one? The Stream of Iften. How often do we think about long-term ramifications of our choices?
And this is one of my favorite, and this is
the yabbit.
The yabbit, and I was like, you mean yeah but or the yabbit? She's like, yeah, but you get what I mean? Like, that's something that kids or people say a lot.
You will notice, everyone watching today will notice the next few days how many times you hear, well, yeah, but I, or yeah, but they, or well, yeah, but I really don't want to. And so as I was writing this, my editor and I came up with this idea of the yabbit. So why not make it a character? Toby's brilliant illustrations. So yabbit is a real thing now, and the yabbit will be a consistent character through all of the books. But in the Land of Ore, you find the yabbit. The yabbit's going to lurk about as you're traveling to try and get you to make a bad option, pick a bad option, make a bad choice. Well, yabbit, that's going to be an easier way to do it. Or yabbit, you don't want to work that hard.
I love that concept, and you mentioned the illustrations here. Tell me how you were connected with Toby Allen.
So Toby is a brilliant illustrator out of the UK. We've never spoken, we've only emailed. He's never been to the States, which is amazing to think how he's captured the images. Someone had posted something on Facebook a couple of years ago, one of his Real Monsters projects, and so he has illustrated anxiety and depression into little creatures that he could tame, if you will. And I saw that, fell in love with his work, went to his website, and it just resonated with what I wanted to do. And when it came time to illustrate this first book, I sent him a note. He was very busy, understandably, and wasn't going to be able to start until March, but things cleared up and he started in January, and here we are. You know, this is the first one's done. The second one he's working on right now, and we're already collaborating on the third.
Well, tell me about the landscape you have here, because when I saw this, I was like, this reminds me of southern Utah.
It is.
Or even Mars, for that matter.
Yeah, exactly.
People filmed Mars
interchangeable depending on the film crew.
Sure, yeah, that's kind of fun.
That southern Utah landscape is very familiar to me, from also a lot of us in Utah, so it's a beautiful landscape. When you're down there, it's such an ore event. Do we want to go down that canyon or that canyon? Do we want to cross this stream or go up that butte? I mean, it's just beautiful. Plus, being a first-time author, why not pull together the most amazing landscape that a lot of people haven't seen, that is recreatable, that will draw people in. There was just something about the landscape that just fit this story.
Excellent. Well, tell me about, we have the Yabbit. What are some of the other characters we've got?
So in here we have the guide, of course, who's going to take you through, and then there's the kid who is the reader.
And he's our guide.
He's our guide.
This
is our
cute
guide.
little guy at the very beginning.
What I love is as you go through, you find options. And as we were trying to decide what we wanted the options to look like, I sent Toby a bunch of photos of petroglyphs.
I love it.
And so a lot of these are based on petroglyphs.
You can totally see that.
So the tall blue one is patience. That's the patient option. The one with his arms folded, he says stubborn option. No one ever should choose a stubborn option.
Okay, guys.
The big purple-headed one with the green body, that's playful. That's a playful option. And so as I was writing this and we were illustrating them, Toby sent them back with names. I hadn't thought of naming them. And so what was so fun is he came back with names, and I went, well, let's make personalities. And so in the book, there's certain options that are left behind. They don't have names, they don't say why, but when you go to the website, it says this is the playful option, this is the stubborn option, this is the patient option. So the stubborn option, you leave it early on, because you don't want to choose this.
You don't want that one. You don't want that one.
Now, the playful option might not have the best long-term ramifications, so you leave it eventually. And so they were really fun. So the options, of course, the kid, the Yabbit, and if you flip, and the Yabbit.
Got our little
There
Yabbit.
we go.
There's
This
some more.
is my favorite spread, because then here's the sloth. He's a lazy option. They're strong, frenzy, and happy, and graceful, and kind, and cheeky. He's a little naughty and timid.
And I feel like, obviously, this with being a children's book, I think it's so helpful for anyone to kind of personify or visualize these emotions or these big decisions in the form of a thing or a monster or a creature, for that matter, in the way that you have. That's so fun. And I was actually going to have you do a quick reading for us from one of these pages.
I would love to. I'm going to read
so fun.
The stream of if-then.
Okay.
So as you travel through, you go and you gather your options. You go through the canyon of why, where you talk about intention behind your option, and then the stream of if-then.
Okay.
And I know this is one of Toby's favorite spreads.
Oh yeah? All right, Katie, tell the story.
Now, stream of if-then. Our path brings us now to the stream of if-then, a place where we narrow these picks once again. Each choice that we make, it comes with an effect. An outcome could be what you didn't expect. Every if always comes with a then guaranteed. That's just how it happens, no matter the deed. You must ask of each option that wants to cross now. If I pick you, then what will my future allow?
That's like the great challenge of my life.
I know.
Isn't that just how it's, and that's what's so fascinating is that this is fun for parents, I think, too, or aunts or uncles. In my case, it's an aunt to read to your nieces and nephews, because you can definitely relate to it. That's the trick of this, is that it's appealing to children, but you're like, that's deep. I like that.
That's one of the things about the book. The industry requires that you put ages. So for ages 5 to 10, but intended for everyone. I really want everyone to read this book, because I wrote it for me. I gained so much out of it, and I will look back on the tools that I've created. And making good choices is a lifelong endeavor. Skill, challenge.
It is a skill. It's
and
a
if you
very
can read it in a
skill.
fun, colorful way, it doesn't matter if you're 5, 10, 25, 35, or 55.
It doesn't become a lecture anymore.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And hopefully those little rhymes will stick in your head as you're going through, going, now, what was that if, if the thens of your ifs. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, before I let you go to our commercial break, I want you to share a little bit of advice in your process as an author and publishing, because of course there's many people out there. I mean, are you a writer by trade, or is this something you developed later?
I have my education is in science writing, and so I've been writing a bit, but not. This is a very different kind of writing. This is the poetic poetry structure.
So for those looking to explore those new horizons, if you will, and try something new, what advice would you give them?
So just find what makes you tick. Again, mine was creating meaningful messages, and look back on what you enjoyed as a kid, what still grabs your attention. Still love rhyme, still love reason, and I just started writing, and I let it just come through. I let it just flow out, whatever form it was going to take. I didn't want to hang on to anything specific, any sort of outcome. And when you get out of your creative processes, you can develop really neat things you hadn't seen before, and just start. I mean, I had no idea what I was going to do a couple of years ago, so I just started drawing and knitting more and creating knitting patterns, and just anything that got the mind functioning in a different way, and that evolved to this. And so with the writing, just do it. Write, revise, write. Don't stop, get up early, stay up late. You know, it's easy to find excuses. Well, I'm busy, well, I'm this, yeah, but. And so I just started getting up every morning early to write, and I made it a priority, and I made it important. And I wasn't beating myself up. I still don't, because it's still a struggle. But learn new things and let it come out slowly. Don't put time frames on yourself. Don't put too many expectations. Just know that everyone has something in them to say or do.
All right. I love that. What I took away from that is just start.
Just start.
And don't put the pressure on yourself. The creativity will come. Just allow for those circumstances to happen. I love it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So
Thank you so much. Nice to see you again.
So you say this is the first in a series.
First in a series. Next up is Land of And. It's all about inclusion.
When does that one happen?
Hopefully when Toby gets the illustrations done, which he's working on really quickly.
Did you hear that? I'm just kidding.
I'd love to have it out by beginning of December for Christmas.
All right. Well, remember this weekend, September 5th,
2 to 4 at Dolly's.
2 to 4 at Dolly's. All right, right up the street from us. Thank you so much, Katie Mullaly, children's author. We'll be right back after this commercial break. We have the Christian Center of Park City Hike for Hunger and much more. Don't go away, you guys. You're watching the Mountain Morning Show.